actually, this is as real as it gets.
Hey, this is Marcia Prince, IFBB Bikini Pro and Guest Berry Nutrition spokesmodel, and you are listening to the UCW radio show, In Your Face.
The number you have reached, 911, has been changed to a non-published number.
You're listening to UCW Radio. In Your Face.
All right, welcome to the UCW radio show, and we have another great guest waiting on the sidelines to come on the show. She's an actress, a model, a humanitarian. She's been involved in the entertainment industry since she's about 12 years old. Her first opportunity was in Stephen King's movie The Stand, and from there it just got better and better and better. She worked alongside Matthew McConaughey, Michael Madsen, Dennis Hopper, Danny DeVito, Ray Liotta, Vin Diesel. I mean, the list goes on. And as opposed to me continuing to tout her, let me just bring her on the show. She's waiting. So without further ado, welcome, Cassandra Hepburn. Cassandra, welcome to the UCW radio show.
Thank you so much, Lou. It's a pleasure.
Oh, no, it's a pleasure to have you on with that. You have a really interesting background. You've been involved. Yeah, well, you've been involved in entertainment for a while. You've done a lot of things. But I find it interesting. You may not because you live it, but I do.
No, I find it fascinating, and I love what I do, and I feel blessed, and I'm very lucky, and I just continue doing it. I'm just starting.
Yeah, exactly. Just starting. You've been in countless movies, and you've been on TV. The people that you worked alongside is interesting, from Dennis Hopper on down. Matthew McConaughey and Kim Basinger and Ray Liotta and Danny DeVito. I mean, you've worked alongside a lot of the top stars in Hollywood.
And they were just as down to earth and wonderful as every other person I've met.
Yeah,
which is great. Good to know.
They're down to earth like you, which is fantastic.
Oh, you're too kind. Thank you.
Oh, but it's true.
No, honestly, I quite enjoyed thus far my career, and I hope and pray that it will continue, and I will work with even more amazing people and entertain the world. I love to entertain, and I love to basically impinge the right emotion with the intended audience of whatever project I'm working on, and that's important to me.
Yeah, well, I think that you definitely have a lot of passion for what you do, but your journey hasn't been without its bumps in the road. It hasn't been really smooth. Right. You've had your moments.
Well, I think that everyone has their own personal story of having to overcome a lot of barriers to get to their goals or to their dreams, correct?
Without a doubt. That's why I'm here.
So I'm definitely no exception to the rule. I've had my own, adversities and barriers that I've had to get past to continue moving forward.
Yeah, well,
and I'm happy that I would never change anything, honestly. I'm grateful for what I've been given and what I've gone through, just because it's made me a stronger person, and it's made me more passionate about humanity, and that's why I do a lot of advocacy and humanitarian work, just because of my background.
Yeah, well, I think that's fantastic that you take your status and you use it to do good out there, and I think that's beautiful. I know a lot of celebrities and notables, they do that, but when I speak to someone that is actually doing it, it makes me feel good that, hey, you know what, there are really good people out there that can make a difference, and that's what you're doing.
Well, I think it's a responsibility for anyone who has any kind of fame of whatever line of work they're in. If they're well known in a specific area, they have that responsibility to really help others.
Yeah, and that's I agree with that wholeheartedly. Now, Cassandra, you've traveled all over the planet, pretty much,
and beyond.
and beyond. I think you're looking to go to the stratosphere, but I know on this planet you've been all over the place.
I am.
Oh, you're well on your way to definitely going there. You're definitely and it sounds like I'm stroking you a little bit, but I do. I mean, you're a shining star. Only because
I really appreciate that.
Yeah, well, it's only because I look, if anyone finds out more about you, they'll say, "Wow." Okay, but because it's entertainment, you're also doing humanitarian things. But I mean, growing up, it wasn't like this was your dream. You didn't have an easy road. I guess maybe luck played a role in your life changing a bit.
Let me correct you. Growing up, this was my dream, and that's what motivated me and persevered me to keep going. So my dream was to help others through entertainment, through being an actress, and it's always been my dream since I was born. And what had happened was, of course, with a dream comes a lot of barriers, and I went through a lot of adversity, but that's what that dream, that passion, that determination is what kept me persevering. And to me, that's what makes the difference between someone who reaches for their goals and someone who just hopes for their goals.
Well, you're living your dreams.
Exactly. To live your dream, you've got to get out there and live life and do something about it. You can't wait for something to happen. You've got to make things happen, and you create your own luck. I don't believe in luck. I believe in creating your own luck.
Yeah,
because with my disposition, it wouldn't have happened whether I had luck or not. But I created my own luck. That was the difference.
Well, you jumped over those barriers. I mean, you didn't see the barriers as barriers.
Exactly.
You just
exactly.
There was just like a little speed bump. Excuse me, move to the side, and you just went forward.
Right. Exactly.
And that took you. You were that took you. You were in London. You were at London's Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts.
Right.
RADA.
That's correct. RADA.
Yeah. You've done that, and you kind of honed your skills over there.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, and then you went from there. How did you dive into getting into film when you were doing I guess some stage work?
Well, I started up in theater, and what had happened was I was in school, and I guess what happens is you keep at it no matter what, if it pays or not. If you're passionate about what you do, eventually money will come. Does that make sense? It's like I wasn't focusing on getting paid for what I love. I was just focusing on the art and the work of what I love. Wow. And so doing theater, doing student films, I get, how it all worked was I would do a theater play. Someone there was a student director, a student producer, and they're like, we're doing a student film. Would you do this? And I'd always say yes. And eventually that led to opportunities where they knew someone who knew someone and got me in and audition, and then after that, it's all up to you,
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that earlier on, that you weren't doing it for initially just for the money. You were doing it because you were doing something that you love to do.
Exactly.
And there are a lot of people that get involved in entertainment because they want to make it big, they want to be rich, and so on and so forth. But that's a wrong approach, don't you think?
Well, I mean, as long as you're passionate about whatever your approach is, that's all that matters. Whether it's wrong or right, if you get there, that's the point, isn't it?
Yeah, well,
I just happen to have the different mentality of what my intention was. That's all. I don't judge anyone for how they go about what they want to do, as long as they have an intention and a passion for it.
Okay, but I like your thought process. That's what I'm saying. Cause,
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, because I mean, life's more than money. It's about living a full life and doing all the things you love to do and enjoying it and leaving something behind that can hopefully enhance at least one person.
Right, exactly. No, you're right. And you know what? I just feel very, very blessed and very, I just appreciate every moment of my life, whether it's just even spending time at home. You just have to be grateful for what you've got and not resent anything, because resentment is to me, is the killer for anyone who wants to succeed.
Oh, I agree with that wholeheartedly. Now you're. I mean, you again. I said initially in the beginning that you have an interesting background. Now, what do I mean? What's the deal with you in martial arts? Do tell.
Oh, well, I started when I was a teenager doing Tai Chi. The first time I did Tai Chi was in St. Bart's, believe it or not, through a French master who learned from a Chinese master, which was really interesting. And then I followed that through with Kung Fu when I was in China.
Mm-hmm.
I did Shaolin and Wushu. And then I learned Jiu-Jitsu here in California through a friend of mine who is a Jiu-Jitsu professional. So I love martial arts. It's a wonderful training of strength, stamina, and mental awareness and strength, I think.
Yeah, and you, I mean, that's, again, because you're doing that stuff. Now, I'm not going to mess with you because I think you can hurt me, but...
But remember, martial arts isn't about hurting someone. It's about protecting and taking care of yourself and your environment.
That is true, and it is a way of life, without a doubt. And you also were involved in gymnastics, from what I understand?
Yes, I almost went pro, but then I got into a major accident when I was about 12. And my mom took me out of it. But I still do gymnastics. I can still, my forte was the balance beam and the floor exercise, but I can also, the one that really destroyed my career was the vault, believe it or not. But I just went blank and I jumped on the springboard and I hit my face on the pommel horse, which was not very comfortable.
No, not at all. And actually, I empathize with you because that's how I was in gymnastics, and that vault is. Oh,
you were?
Yep, and that vault is what broke my knee when I did the vault.
Yeah,
it ended my career.
I'm sorry. So, yeah, no, I love gymnastics, and I still once in a while teach children. Just because you have to have it down to people, let you know. Yeah, no, but I think that's... At least that's my belief. I don't know. Well, sometimes
that's a good belief.
I have too much, I guess.
It's definitely a good belief. Now you have...
Well, otherwise it's a waste. If you're a professional at something and you know it well, you don't hand it down to someone who can actually utilize it. What's the point of it?
Yeah, well, because when your time is up, if you didn't leave anything behind, it goes back to leaving something behind, at least influencing one person. If you can do that, then you've done your job. Because if you're gifted, and I don't care if it's martial arts, gymnastics, baseball, whatever the case may be, if you don't pay it forward,
hand it down, pass it on.
You have to pay it forward some way. God gave you a gift.
Exactly.
Give it to someone else. Exactly. At least guide them. You're the professional. Guide them.
Amen to that.
Yeah. Now you've done a lot of movies, and now you're on TV. You were on that on one of my favorite shows, Medium.
Yes, I was. I did 2 episodes. It was the the opening of second season, and it was a lot of fun. Patricia Arquette's phenomenal. I got to meet her real husband in life, who was on the show, who actually played opposite me.
The Punisher.
Yes, the Punisher guy. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was on that show. He was on Medium with me as a guest star, and it was fun. I mean, everyone on that crew, from the casting director all the way down to just the staffers and everyone there, they were just really nice. And it was a closed set because I had to be topless basically because it was a bed scene. But they were just really wonderful, and I was very lucky that CBS was just so kind to me. But it seems like, when you're working and you're doing the job right and well, people respect that, and they treat you as a professional. And I appreciate that, and I respect that.
Well, I think that when you have a professional and they're working with professionals, like a director, if they're working with professionals, they appreciate that so much more than working with someone that's not doing what they need them to do.
Exactly. You're there to do a job, and that's the one thing you've got to always remember is, yes, it is an art, and yes, it is fun, but, you've got to also understand time is money for these people, and you've got to get the job done and get it right. Know your lines, know what you're doing, know your blocking, and deliver.
Yeah, and don't whine about it. Just do it.
Exactly. And so what if you wait? Yes, it is. You do a lot of hurry up and waiting, but you're getting paid good money to hurry up and wait. You can't complain.
That is absolutely true, because you have people that make not even a fraction of that breaking their back every day. So it's a privilege, I think.
Right.
It's definitely a privilege.
So that's why I say be grateful, because all of it can be taken away just as fast as it came.
Yeah, no, it definitely can happen. Now, and you're also, but what's the deal with you and motorcycles? You have a lot of stuff going on, which
I'm just a very active girl. I really enjoy it. Like I said, I started living life, when I was about 7. I just knew that to really know life, you got to live it. And so that's what I did. I lived it. I learned as much as I could and wanted to explore and just be adventurous. I'm an adventurer, and I enjoy being an adventurer. Whether as an actress in movies or in just my real life, I really enjoy it. I love to travel. I love to learn different cultures, different languages. I love to eat different foods. That's just who I am.
But that's good, because you keep things open. You keep your eyes open. And
I think that when you open yourself to what the world has to offer, you have a lot more opportunities, and the world opens up to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, no, I mean, I always look at children, okay, because I love children, because you look at them and they haven't experienced everything in the world, so they have that wonder in their eyes, and sometimes as we get older, we forget that, to always have that wonder, and want more, and hey, why is that? Let me figure that out, and let me try that type of thing.
Right.
But that's how you live your life.
Yeah. Well, I think that you have to start young, and then never allow yourself to have limitations, whether you're too young or too old. A lot of people have that excuse in this world, and I find that disturbing, because you're never too young or too old to do anything you feel you can do. Meaning, if you want to travel. I started young. Of course, you want to make sure you're if you're too young. Like, I started when I was 14. But, that's an exception to the rule, I guess. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it to any other younger people. But if you go with a group, go. Find, one of those class trips that people do to go to different countries. Mm-hmm. Go do it. You'll learn so much. You'll go to museums. You'll learn about art history and what the world is all about. I don't believe in being stuck in a box.
No, you can't.
I never have.
But you can't, because if you live within a box, you'll never reach your true potential. You'll never be living your dreams. Exactly, and
you'll always just be wondering what if.
Yeah. And that's the horrible thing. I have nightmares about that. That's why I don't like living like that. Being an old man looking in the mirror and saying, wow, what happened to me? What if I would have did this? Things would have been different. So
right.
Yeah, you don't want to have that in your life. Now, getting back to the motorcycle stuff, speed racing, what is the deal?
I got involved in that, about 8 years ago, through MotoGP. They wanted me to be, part of the spokesperson to go to all the motor races all around the world, and basically ride around with one of the professional racers and sign autographs and press and blah blah blah. So I really got interested in that, and then of course I started to learn how to ride motorcycles, and then I did Hell Ride, the Tarantino film, and I learned how to ride motorcycles on that as well. So I enjoy motorcycles. They're fun and it's freeing. I enjoy it very much.
And they go fast.
I love speed. I have to say, I do enjoy speed. I mean, as long as it's in a racetrack and it's contained, it's fine. Just be careful out in the actual real road, because that could be dangerous.
Yeah, so some people take that on the road, and that's not a good thing, especially in California. You have an open road, watch out.
Yeah, and what's funny is that there's so many wide open roads here, and I think that's what makes it so enticing for people to just go really fast. But you have to remember there's other people on the road.
Exactly, and then you have chips hanging out on the corner. They're waiting for you too. So you don't want to get pulled over. Get a nice ticket.
That's right.
That's not that I know anything about that. Not that I know anything about that on L.A. roads, but it happens to people. Without a doubt, it does happen to people. Now, let's talk about your humanitarian efforts, because I know you have a lot of things going on with that, and that's one of your passions.
Right.
Let's talk about that.
Well, I became involved with Youth for Human Rights International back in 2005, and I became a global ambassador for the United Nations Declaration of Human Rights Education throughout the world as a public speaker on that behalf in 2006, and I've continued doing that work tirelessly all over the world, speaking at either schools from grammar all the way up to universities or government agencies or events. I do a lot of public speaking on that behalf of the 30 inalienable rights that we all have as human beings around the world. And then I also got involved in human trafficking issues back in 2008, way before it became a popular issue, I guess. Right. And I was actually 2007, because it was right after I got the ambassadorship. So between 2006 2007, and I started meeting with a lot of people who are, involved in that genre, and I started to travel, bringing awareness of what to look for in a trafficker, especially for young girls who are traveling, and to be careful for that and telltale signs for it. As well as I also wanted to help with ex-military officials who get hired to go and steal back these trafficked girls and put them in safe houses. So that was an interesting experience. Yeah, very dangerous, but
very dangerous.
Very rewarding when you accomplish it. Yeah. And I got involved also when the Haiti earthquake happened. I was one of the first people on the front line as a civilian, not even with any medical background, to be in Haiti, and I was there for about 3 months helping in the relief efforts, and then I stayed there for the rebuild. I worked through Miami Medical Medicare, and I also worked with about 25 different orphanages in Haiti alone, making sure that the orphanages had the medical needs, had the food, had the clothing, had the right shelter, had the water for the children from babies all the way up to 20-year-old orphans. And so I got very much involved in that. I love Haiti. I have a very special place in my heart for the Haitians, because they are wonderful people, and it's a tragedy what happened to them.
All right, we have to take a quick break on that note, and we'll be back on the UCW radio show with our guest, Cassandra Hepburn.
100 days to go before the 2012 Olympics. The major venues like the stadium are built, but there's still plenty more work to do. And Sebastian Coe, chairman of the local organizing committee, says it's a good time to take stock as the countdown that started from the moment of winning the bid for the Games builds to a climax.
When you're talking about 7 years, 6 years, 5 years, 4 years, but actually when you're really talking about days, and we're talking, I don't know, 12 Wednesdays or something. I mean, it really is, it's very close.
And it's even closer when you consider more than 10,000 athletes from 204 countries will start moving into the Olympic Village 2 weeks ahead of the ceremony. Security and transportation remain major challenges. Moving millions of extra people around the city on a strained public transport system and already jammed roads won't be easy. Keeping participants and spectators alike safe from terrorist attack has been a priority from day one. But despite all the worries and decisions coming at him thick and fast, Lord Coe says he continues to sleep soundly at night.
We will all have to do the best work of our lives, and we will need every minute of every day in order to achieve that. But I'm confident that we will do that.
One specific thing he's pleased about is the big demand for Olympic tickets inside Britain and internationally. Karen Sloan, The Associated Press.
In this city, our knights forgot their shiny swords. Beneath the headlights, we look for lovers on billboards. And do you like it here? In this city, our lives are right behind the shore. Just look beside you and in your head tally the fake score. Do you like it here? Did we forget what we're fighting for? To need to want to feel, to wish to live, to see that open door. Can I admit what I'm looking for? I need to want to love, to wish to live, to have it more. But then you wonder if you like it here. In this city, you cannot fail until you fold. But once you compare, you're closer than to being sold. And do you like it here? Did we forget what we're fighting for? To need to want to feel, to wish to live, to see that open door. Can I admit what I'm looking for? I need to want to love, to wish to live, to have it more. But do you like it? Do you like it? Do you like it here? 'Cause they don't care what you want. Be careful how you flaunt what you need and what you've got. I don't care how you look. Did you see what you took to make this dream a reality? Did we forget what we're fighting for? To need to want to feel, to wish to live, to see that open door. Can I admit what I'm looking for? I need to want to love, to wish to live, to have it more. But don't you ask me, yeah, don't you ask me if I like it here. In this city, you will forget that we're at war. But in your head, you know exactly what you're fighting for. And do you like it here?
Yeah, in this world full of envy, I pray that I, yes I, am those that are in need. I pray this to my Father, that we live in honesty and live in unity amongst one another. Yeah, man, each one is a friend, yeah, each man is a brother, yeah. This world would be such a beautiful world if we just learn to live in love. This world would be such a beautiful world if we just learn to live in peace, yeah. Peace, love and unity share with me as I share with you. He cares for you. He said that the Father give you know is brand new. Another day we rise, another day we strive. So tell me why you want to pull your brother down. The Father's giving life, true we must survive. So tell me why you want to shoot your brother down. I hope you're hearing me, knowing the Father cares for me, He cares for you. What He's given me, He can give to you too. And if your neighbor just ask of you, don't say no if you know you have it, yeah. Cause when we learn to share, we will learn to love. And yes, you'll be so glad that you gave it. This world would be such a beautiful world if we just learn to live in love. This world would be such a beautiful world if we just learn to live in peace, yeah. You You say the Lord only helps those who help themselves, but that's the way of those who love and the season world. I would, my Lord, must be someone else. But when me check it out, he helps those who help someone else. And granted, you have your own affairs. So you say you'll help yours and they'll help theirs. And so you respond, you think that no one cares. Oh Lord, if they only know you are there. This world would be such a beautiful world if we just learn to live in love. This world would be such a beautiful world.
All right, and we're back. You were just listening to music from the Pure film, and that's a film that is bringing attention or looking to bring attention to child trafficking, and that's a project that's been taken on by Stephanie and Kelsey McNeil, good friends of mine, as well as Gib Gerard and David Lockhart. They're all involved in this amazing project. To find out more about it, just go to loveneverfailsworldcharity.org. That's loveneverfailsworldcharity.org. Look at the Pure film. If you go to Google, just type in Pure film, Pure film, and it'll come up, and you'll see what the situation is with what they're doing. It's an amazing undertaking that they're involved with. Okay, but so check that out, and now let's get back with Cassandra Hepburn, and we left off talking about Haiti and all the great things she's doing over there, and all her humanitarian efforts. And I have to say this, so listeners understand, the things you do, you're not publicizing it, you're just doing it.
No.
You're just doing this stuff. Where you have, I mean, there are people that'll use it as a PR opportunity, but that's not you.
Right.
You're doing this because you believe in this stuff, and you'll drop everything if you can help someone.
Right. Well, I dropped my career for 2 years. I actually left the height of my acting career in 2008 to just focus on humanitarian work. And my agents at the time and managers and lawyers thought I was crazy. And so, of course, when I dropped my acting career to go do the humanitarian efforts, my representatives dropped me because they're like, well, if you're out, what can we do for you? So I just left, and it was a really good decision on my part, just because I really need to get away from the Hollywood life and really get into what humanity is really all about. And that was important to me more than my acting career at the time. And I did it for 2 years. I gave up on myself, all on my own dime. And then, of course, as soon as I ran out of money, I came back to LA to pursue acting again so that I can make more and go back and do it.
And that's what you're doing now.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting back into the game. But I think that you're doing things, even though, you've always done things to help people. Your premise now is you have your foundation for your humanitarian efforts, and now you're going to do these projects so you can generate the capital in order for you to just continue to do that and continue to help people.
Exactly. But it's also to be able to continue helping on a bigger scale because, yes, it's true. When you have a name, you have more of a reach to really help the cause and the people that you're trying to help. Believe it or not, it's the truth. It's just the plain truth of what it is.
Yeah, but I mean,
so that's why I got back. That's why even the people who I was helping, they're like, you have to get back into acting. You got to get back out there because you can help us more. And I was like, okay, and that's why I'm back. Because honestly, I was just like, I was letting it all go and just be really more of an advocate and humanitarian. But it gets costly, and I used up all my money. I mean, I helped with opening up a few orphanages in Haiti with my own money. So I was like, okay, now I've got to get back and do some actual work that pays me, and then I can go back and help again.
And I think that the way you're doing it is great because, I mean, it's great to help, but you have to be, in your position, you have to be relevant, okay? So, so you can generate what you need to generate.
Interest.
Generate the interest, generate the media attention for what you're
because
supporting.
That's what they need.
Yeah, because right now, it's not. I mean, you can do a PR blitz and it's going to help. the causes and the people and the everything that you're looking to help, and I think that's fantastic. Now are you officially linked up to? I guess maybe I'm saying it wrong, but an official organization.
Well, I'm linked up to Youth for Human Rights International as an ambassador, but I'm also connected with a few other agents, NGOs and some other independent nonprofits that are starting out. And I'm also on the board of advisors on the Goody Awards, which is basically awarding people and organizations that do good for humanity, whether, it is an individual who helps a school get whatever it is that's needed, or whether it's an organization that really accomplishes what its intention is.
Okay.
And so we award them and do an award ceremony, and that's run by my good friend Liz Kelly, and so she asked me to be on the board of advisors on that, so we get involved in that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I basically hand my name to help a lot of organizations just because if it helps them, I don't mind.
No, I think you're doing a beautiful thing because allowing your name to be utilized to help them is a great thing.
But as long as I'm involved in it, I can't just allow my name to be utilized and I don't know what's going on. I have to be physically involved in what their cause is as well.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying, because you're actually involved in what's going on, and it's not saying, okay, I have a name and use it and promote yourself, and then you do nothing. You have to be there on the front lines with the organization and the project.
Yeah, I'm sorry. What did you say? I
said you have to be on the front line with the organization and the project.
Right. Yes. Exactly.
Okay.
So I think that it's important that you need to, as a celebrity or any main person in the world, really, that when you lend your name, just make sure you're involved in it and you know what you're lending your name to.
Okay. And do you have with your projects, your humanitarian projects that you're involved with, or do you find a lot of other celebrities willing to come forward to help?
When I ask them, yes, they are.
Okay.
Because they know my track record as someone who actually is a humanitarian, not just doing it for PR value. So they actually lend their names and they help with like events that I do, which I'm grateful for, and I'm blessed, and I'm grateful for that.
Oh, that's fantastic. And now you're making your comeback. And I hate using that word for you, but I'm just going to use it because I don't have any other word to utilize.
No worries.
or phrase to utilize, but you're coming back to Hollywood. You're coming back to film, and you're actually filming something this summer.
Right. I actually have a horror film called Werewolf in Hollywood, and it's going to be a film, but they're also looking at making it a TV show. And then, of course, I'd be a series regular, and I would play the antagonist, where I play an evil vampire who's basically trying to take on the head werewolf. And it's going to be directed by John Buechler, who's basically the father of horror. He's done the special effects and worked on Jason, the Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, all those classics of horror. So he's involved in that. I'm also doing another horror film called Rise of the Rabizu, which is about basically the sword of Gilgamesh was found in Kuwait, and it still has the blood of the demon goddess who is out to wreak havoc on town, basically. It's really interesting. So, it's starting to get more movement. I'm doing more horror for some reason, but I'm okay with that.
It's the opposite of you.
Exactly. Oh, I thank you. I appreciate that. You're too kind. But yeah, it's interesting how I'm starting over again, but not. Does that make sense?
It does, because you're starting over on your terms, the right way, doing what you're
Exactly.
passionate about doing. So that's why I said it's just like I'm calling it a comeback. You may refer to it as starting over, but I actually see you building a foundation, not a foundation organization, but an actually foundation for your life, where you can actually
Right.
do the things you want to do on your terms.
Exactly. Whereas
Yeah.
when I started in my career, I was just doing things because my agents or my managers or my PR people or my lawyers were telling me that I had to do it because it was going to make me famous. What they didn't understand was that wasn't the purpose of me wanting to act.
Right. Well, you actually enjoy
And
what
that
you
was the
do.
difference. Yeah. So
Well, I mean, look.
that's
Well,
why I didn't understand why I left. They were in shock and in awe of the fact that why would you leave at the height of your career? I guess everyone thought that. But I guess now they understand why. Because when I came back, they were like, oh, okay.
yeah, it's like, oh, okay, but now I think your career is going to be brighter than it was before.
From your mouth to God's ears, love.
Well, that's the name of the game. I see that happening because I have the belief that if you do good, good will come to you, and if you
Right.
go with your eyes open as you are, and you keep that wonder, and you want to do more, you're going to make it happen. You know.
Thank you.
I
Thank
mean,
you so much.
yeah, because I don't think you're a person that will take no for an answer. You'll take no as a maybe.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't believe in a no.
Yeah.
Never have.
It's like, no, yeah, it means maybe. That means I have to try a little
It's the
harder.
only way you can get anything done.
Yeah.
Because if you give up, then what's the point?
Well,
Why even start it if you're going to give up?
yeah. Well, that's why your PR people, your agents, and everything loved you because that was your tenacity made their job easier. It did.
Exactly.
It does.
I guess you're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But now you're gonna do it. You're
Well,
gonna do
I
it
am
again.
definitely flying out. I'm flying out tomorrow for New York. I'll be there for a whole week. I'll be back on June 2nd. I'm going out there to meet with some a manager out there and a casting director, just because I can't talk much about it, but it's a big project, and we'll see what happens with it. And I'm also going to a charity event up there that they want me to attend. So.
See, you're in demand, and the demand's just going to grow. But again, it's everything's is being done the right way, the way you want it to be done this time around. I think that's fantastic.
And with a major purpose, which is nice.
Yeah, exactly. And I know.
I think when you have passion with purpose, your goals are attainable.
Yeah.
That's the secret ingredient: is passion with purpose.
How can you go wrong? You can't.
No, you can't.
You can't go wrong.
Exactly.
Now, Cassandra, I know you have a lot of things to do, so I don't want to hold you too long. But do you have a website that I want people to be able to follow your career, because forget about what you did in the past, because you can't predicate your future on the past, and I just see your future brighter than your past ever was. That's just my opinion, and that's again.
Oh, thank you.
I'm not patting you on the back. I'm not doing anything like that. I just call things the way they are, and that's what I see. Okay, so and again, your path to date kind of tells a lot. Like, it's hard for you to see it because you're doing it, but I'm on the outside just looking and hearing you and knowing what I know. I'm like, hey, connecting the dots. Wow, it's going to be awesome.
Thank you.
It's going to be an awesome ride. I like it.
Oh, you're too kind. Thank you.
So do you have a website, right?
Yes, I do. Well, I mean, if they want to follow my career, they just go to IMDb, and they can click, type in my name, and they'll see what projects I'm currently doing or what past projects I've done. I also have my own personal website, which needs to be updated, but I'm still looking for an IT guy to get that going. It's CassandraHepburn.com. And then, of course, I have my YouTube channel, and I have CassandraForHumanRights.org, which is my humanitarian efforts and what I'm doing in that front.
And are you tweeting nowadays?
Yes, I am, and it's at Cassandra Hep, because I couldn't do the full name; it's too long.
Oh, it's too long.
So it's just Cassandra, and then my first three letters of my last name, Hep, H-E-P.
and people can follow you and see where you're going and what's going on. Probably see some pictures as you post them, or you tweet them, or Instagram
And
them,
see
or
some-
whatever it is.
I'll definitely start tweeting when I'm back on set, and I'll start taking pictures and posting them on my Twitter. So yeah, have them follow me at Cassandra Hep, which is the first 3 letters of my last name. My first name, and then the first 3 letters of my last.
Well, I know I'm
pretty simple, right?
Yeah, pretty simple, and I know I'm definitely going to follow you because I want to see where everything goes, and for sure, I want to have you back on the show because I think the next few months with everything you have going on, things are going to change and things are going to evolve, and this time next year, everything's going to be different for you. But you're not.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's going to be different. And again, I'm going
to
be a
I will be
psychic.
back on your show.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm going to be. I'm going to be a psychic. That you're going to be.
I like that.
You're going to be even more awesome than you are right now. How do you like that?
Well, like I said, from your mouth to God's ears.
That's it. So we have to push. But I want all our listeners to support Cassandra Hepburn and what she's doing with the humanitarian efforts, her projects, film, TV, whatever it may be. Get behind her, follow her, find out what's going on, because this is one shining star that's not going to dim anytime in the near future. Cassandra, thank you so
much. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. Thank you for coming on the show. This was an amazing show, and an amazing show with an amazing person. But we'll have you back on down the road and find out what's going on with you, and we're going to plug your humanitarian efforts when we can and get it out there, because I think what you're doing with that is amazing, and that's one of the big reasons why I wanted to have you on the show. It wasn't your acting, wasn't any of that. It had to do with what you were doing as a human being, and I love it.
I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you again for coming on the show, and we'll have you back on soon.
All right, my dear. Have a wonderful evening.
You too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Initiating shutdown sequence.
What is your major malfunction?
So let it be written. So let it be done.
Ladies and gentlemen, my mother thanks you, my father thanks you, my sister thanks you, and I thank you.